Kevin Gibbons and welcome to Elite Bartending School Orlando. Today we are going to make a fantastic classic cocktail called the Bloody Mary. A very popular drink, especially with people that have been drinking the night before, and generally they use this cocktail as what we call hair of the dog. So we're gonna create this drink. As I said before, it's generally made with vodka and tomato juice, but we're gonna spice this up a little bit. Now, I've actually made, I'm gonna show you right now, I've actually made some bacon infused vodka. Now, the way that we make this is we literally use Absolut Alexi. We poured half a bottle of Absolut Alexi into this mason jar, and then we got 10 strips of cooked bacon and then placed the bacon inside. We did the top up and we placed in the fridge. You always want to use an airtight container. And then we placed in the refrigerator for about a week. It's actually about 6 days, I believe we actually ended up leaving that. So about 6 days it stayed in the refrigerator, and that just absorbed all those flavors and characteristics from the bacon. The difference is when we're infusing bacon, because of the fat, we have to separate the fat from the vodka. So what we're using here is we're using a tea strainer, and then we've got a coffee filter, and that is just filtering away as we speak. But I did make some a little bit earlier, excuse the pun, right here. And this here is our actual final product. As you can see, it's actually got a slight color from the bacon, but it is very clear and obviously no fat. That's exactly how we want it to be. So let's make my version of the Bloody Mary. The first ingredient we want to use, now this is something that's never really in a Bloody Mary, but I love to put it in mine, and that's fresh basil. I love fresh basil. So we're gonna add, oh, it smells delicious. We're gonna add 3 to 5 basil leaves, depending on the size. You don't wanna use too much basil because that's gonna overwhelm the cocktail. And you wanna really taste every single ingredient that comes through this cocktail. We're then gonna add 1 teaspoon of horseradish. I apologize. Half a teaspoon of horseradish. Most people use a whole teaspoon of horseradish. I think it just overwhelms the cocktail way too much, and that's gonna drown out all of the other flavors that you're using. So just half teaspoon into the glass. Make sure we look after all our bar equipment, our tools, and put everything back exactly where we get it from. Next, we are going to add some Worcestershire sauce, all right? Generally used for steaks. Most people put about 3 to 4 drops in. Honestly, I drown my Bloody Marys in this. I love this stuff. So we're gonna add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 8, 9, let's say 10 drops, okay? As you can see. And then we're gonna top it off with just a very small amount of Tabasco. I don't like my Bloody Marys too spicy, so I like to use around 3 drops of Tabasco. 1, 2, 3. There we go, be very careful. It comes out fast. And then we're gonna muddle these ingredients and get them all together. A lot of people like to put fresh lime juice inside. They like to put olive juice inside. I personally don't really like utilizing those ingredients. So I like to use that basil and get that freshness through that. We're gonna muddle. Again, you don't need to over muddle. And again, clean off your equipment and put it back exactly where you got it from. Now we're going to add ice. All the way to the top of your mixing glass, like so. Beautiful. And then we're gonna add 1.5 ounces of our bacon infused vodka, okay? Now, if you are a little frightened of infusing vodka with bacon, you can use regular vodka. It's equally as delicious, but this just puts a nice little twist on it and makes it a little unique. And this will definitely impress anyone you serve it to. 1.5 ounces of vodka. And then it's roughly double the amount of tomato juice. So let's say you use 2 ounces of vodka, you would want to use 4 ounces of tomato juice. I used 1.5 ounces of vodka, so I'm going to use 3 ounces of tomato juice. I know 3 ounces comes to about here because I've made this cocktail about 1,000 times. So pretty much all the way to the top, and you'll see when I strain it, we get a perfect measure. And then we are going to shake all of our ingredients together. Turn it around. Whenever we shake, we want to give one little flick just to make sure that you don't get all the Bloody Mary splashing back over you. So we're going to give it a little shake. Beautiful. Get all those ingredients together. Absolutely amazing. Get rid of that. We'll put that to one side for 1 second because now we actually want to prepare our glass. I love making my Bloody Marys in a lovely mason jar. We made our mojitos in this drink, but this is going to make it look absolutely fantastic. I like to put the salt and pepper on the outside of the glass. I don't like the salt and pepper to be inside. So the way that I do it, I always put the salt and pepper onto a plate, and then I take a lemon slice, cut it like this, and then I take the lemon slice and I go on the outside of the glass, on half the glass, just like that. And then I dap the glass into the pepper and salt, and that's gonna leave a nice peppered rim on the side of my glass. Next, we need celery. Now the reason that we use celery stick inside of our Bloody Mary is because tomato juice is extremely heavy. So it melts the ice a lot faster, which means you get a small layer of water created at the bottom. If I put a celery stick inside my Bloody Mary, when that ice melts, the celery stick will actually absorb the water. So then we're gonna add ice. Always add the ice at the opposite side to the pepper. Like that. That way you don't have the pepper fall into the glass, right? That's why we always want to turn the glass and put it into the side, pour the ice into the side of the glass that has no pepper. Or if you're making margaritas, I do the same technique with margaritas. We don't want to grab the salt and take that into the drink, okay? So we got that. Next part we need is our cucumber slice. All right, and we want to put that, our cucumber slice, next to the side of our lovely celery stick. And finally, we're going to double strain our ingredients. That way, anything, you know, all the horseradish or any of those ingredients, they do not fall into the drink. You get a nice, fresh, clean drink. Look at that. Beautiful. Get every single bit out of there. Don't waste anything. All the way. Perfect measurement, you see? Absolutely beautiful. And what I like to do is followed by a nice shrimp and a basil leaf. Get a nice one. I'm gonna spank it just like we do with our mojito. Bring out all those flavors. And then we want to place that right next to that ingredient. And with a straw, again. Now you got that basil really coming through with scent. When the customer tastes the drink, they smell the drink. And that is my version of the Bloody Mary. Enjoy. Click the like button, share the video, and don't forget to subscribe.